Hi, David Pierce here with a Realtor, Associate Broker, and Team Lead for the Home Team AZ at My Home Group Real Estate. Coming to you today live from Fountain Hills, Arizona and Home Point Financial, where we're sitting here with Julie Garson of Home Point Financial to talk about the current events, market conditions, things going on in Fountain Hills that affect you if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate. Julie, thanks for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me.
I like it. It's a nice little office you got here. If you haven't been down, Fountain Hills is a beautiful part of Arizona. There's a lot going on. They have a big tax vote coming up on property taxes, which I know is important and on people's minds. Not only that, we got a lot of things going on in the market. We have a limited inventory, and I think that's important to discuss, and how that affects the consumer in looking around in and about Fountain Hills. I think that's important to look at. We also have to talk about the interest rates and them possibly going up, because I know that's been on the back of everybody's mind as well. So we do have quite a few things to talk about today. I don't know, Julie, where would you like to start? Is there anything in particular that you think is a good hot point to start at?
I think the best place to start is to talk about the inventory. Right now, especially in the price points below $500,000, there's a very limited inventory, which means that if you find a house that's really a great deal and you want to purchase it, you probably should put an offer in sooner rather than later.
Absolutely, you have to jump in right away.
Yep.
I've been noticing that, especially under 300 market. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But under 500, it's been very fast paced. I've seen a lot of aggressive action out there from other realtors when coming to put in offers. So you've got to keep that in mind with the limited inventory out there.
Well, the other thing with the limited inventory you need to consider is to make sure that you're getting fully pre-approved. We at Home Point do a thing called Real Qual approval, which means we're going to get all the buyers' financials ahead of time. We're actually going to have it underwritten so that when they go to make that competitive offer, they're fully approved, ready to go. They're technically a cash buyer at that point.
Yeah, and that brings up another good point. I have been getting all over this, and I'm really not going to stop about this. Your lender plays a critical role in what you do when it comes to negotiations and buying and selling real estate. It is more important now than it has ever been. I can't even tell you how important your lender is when it comes to buying and selling real estate. They will talk to the listing agent. They will be involved in everything that's going on, and they will sit there and sell you as a client, as their client, to that listing agent, who's going to turn around and sell you to that seller, and maybe make the difference, that little bit difference between you getting a home and not getting home. I've had it happen twice now, really twice, where that lender has stepped in and been crucial in obtaining the property from my client. So it's really important that you're working with the right people who are going to be, one of my favorite words, proactive in going after that transaction for you, that property for you that you're looking for. Guilty. It's super important when coming in from a limited inventory market and wanting to project the best foot forward. Even with rental clients, I have them put together their package. Get me your application together, get me a little cover letter. Let's go ahead and present you in the best light to that landlord, because we're trying to convince that person that you're the best person for their home. It's no different when we're going into a situation in negotiations where I've got to look at presenting my client in the best light possible to sell them to not only the listing agent, but convince that listing agent that you're the person for that seller who's going to get the deal done. You look at national fallout rates, you're looking at 6%, and that number goes up higher as the price point comes down under 500,000. That becomes crucial in getting your offer chosen over others in a limited inventory environment. And that's going to come into play when that listing agent calls your lender. They're going to say, how much do you know about this person? Do they have all their paperwork in? Do they look like you can fund them and look like you're going to be able to get this done? in the time period that has been allotted in the offer that you've made. It's super important. I could probably talk for hours on this. It really is. So other things going on, limited inventory there. So if you're a buyer, you've got to be aggressive and know what you're trying to go after. What about sellers?
Oh my goodness, if you're a seller, if you're thinking about selling, now is a great time to do it. But here's the big deal. I can tell you that I have had several situations where sellers sold their home on their own without a realtor, and it's an absolute nightmare for everybody involved. And quite frankly, they would have gotten more money if they had a professional realtor representing them. So you can't express how important it is to have a quality realtor, whether you're buying or selling. It's so important.
Well, we try to make our clients more money. That's the goal. Typically, if you're going to go with a single party buyer for your home, need it be a Zillow, a HomeSmart, We Buy Ugly Houses, any of those, you're going to be at least 9 to 11% off market value, if not much more, depending if you want like a cash next day thing that could be as much as 50 cents on the dollar. It's really important to consider because a realtor is going to bring you probably a higher net proceeds out of your sale, which you're going to be able to in turn use as your leverage with your lender for your new loan to get you a much better house. So it's really important to use that realtor. And if you want me to go get you an offer from, say, OfferPad or one of those other direct buyers and bring it in and present it versus our offer, I'll do that. But quite frankly, I'm going to send in my listing agent expert, John Hagrenes, and he's going to take care of it anyway, because the man is just a master when it comes to listings and maximizing that dollar out of what you've got to sell. No matter where it is in town, no matter where it is in the state, I bet he's able to do that. He's just a kind of a whiz like that. But again, 14-year broker, like me, we've been doing it for a little while, so we've got a little bit of experience on our side, which tends to help things. So that net proceeds, I think, is really, really important when it comes to selling your home, because we really want to give you that leverage, that most equity we can out of the sale of your home to turn around and use to buy another property, which in turn, hopefully, we are using us to sell it to you. The point is we're gaining clients for life, and that's really the goal, and also setting up our clients, working with lenders, working as a team to make you financially better off long term. Buying a house is a purchase. It's a purchase like any other major purchase. However, it's got the unique opportunity to be a vehicle for which you to grow wealth. It's a forced savings plan almost. You're paying a privilege to do that, but it's not rent where you're throwing it out the window or paying somebody else's mortgage that's doing you no financial benefit. Certainly not when it comes to your wealth building and your ability to buy a larger purchase or a larger home, as that would be, when you're talking about growing things for your life, for your family, for your career, and everything else. I feel that's really important to think of the long-term goals and the long-term benefits for our clients. Most people are short-sighted. They're only thinking of that one sale. I'm not really worried about that one sale. I'm more worried about taking care of my clients for life and getting their sale, getting their friend's sale, getting their family's sale, because they know that we're going to look out for their best interest long-term, because guess what? That's our fiduciary duty as a realtor. I know it's mind-boggling when we actually do our job the way it's supposed to be done. But that's where it comes into play. Like the home team at AZ, at My Home Group Real Estate, works with many different lenders. Just like Julie here at Home Point Financial, it is so important you find somebody you work with them, and you work with them like your accountant or your lawyer or your doctor. You have this relationship with them that you work with them for life. As long as you're getting along, you should keep working with them, because they're going to help guide you through these decisions on these major purchases. We're trying to educate you. We're trying to really impress upon you the right information so you're comfortable in your decisions, because it's, last I checked, your money. Yeah, that's right, your money. So we work for you people, not the other way around. And if you're working with somebody that's making you feel the other way around, you should maybe rethink who you're using. And it doesn't necessarily need to be us, but we wouldn't mind. And if you do want to get in touch with us, you want to comment, you can comment. We can see it here. You can text TEAM, TEAM, to 33655 if you want to get in touch with somebody at the Home Team AZ. We're always looking for more, better clients to work with all the time. Love it. Julie, anything you want to get into about Fountain Hills specific details that might be going on that people might need to know or want to know, as we've got, kind of a local show going on here as I'm out in Fountain Hills today. A very beautiful day in Fountain Hills, actually.
It's an absolutely gorgeous day. I want to make sure everybody remembers to vote for the primary property tax, whether you're for it or against it. Make sure that your vote is heard. Whatever your thoughts are, that's awesome. Just make sure your voice is heard.
Remember, you're not allowed to complain about it unless you vote.
Right.
Right? You got to be part of it. You have to vote.
Well, and the other thing about Fountain Hills is if you're renting in Fountain Hills, your average rent is probably about $1,500 a month. And if you do that from year to year to year to year, you're spending $200,000 over a 10-year period for rent, when you could be buying a house and building your own equity. So it's really important that if you're in that rental situation, you might want to give somebody a call and get that ball rolling, because buying a house is a great time to do it.
And my guess is Julie would be happy to go ahead and talk to you about getting a good look at your finances to see where you sit. Because we are really starting to enter into a situation in the Phoenix metro market, and especially sounds like out here in Fountain Hills, where if you can afford to buy, you should buy. It is just costing too much to rent. You're throwing away too much money. You should be using that money to build equity. I mean, I don't see a major economic downturn coming anytime soon. We keep looking for those factors. We know we've been on a good clip for a while. But even with the economic uncertainty that we've seen in the stock market and seen in some other places, we're still looking at potentially about another 5% appreciation in the Phoenix metro market. And that's potentially going to cost thousands upon thousands of dollars out of your pocket if you're waiting to buy. And if you're thinking about selling, inventory's low, it's a good time to sell. Chances are I'll be able to maximize that number for you. So, as always, give us a text, TEAM, to 33655. Sorry, got to do it. Any other thoughts going on right now?
The one thought when we took a look at the first quarter inventory and how people were financed, and I think the most overlooked loan is a VA loan. Did you know that you can use your VA over and over and over and over again? And there's not a limit as to how much you can buy. You can buy $1 million house using a VA and put virtually no money down. So,
not only that, the Home Team AZ at My Home Group Real Estate has a way to write up a VA offer so it is just as competitive as any other conventional FHA anything can offer. I can make it so you seriously are just in the game just like anybody else, so that it's up to you and how you strategize and put in your offer to make the deal happen, to get you that home or that property. You're not going to be hindered by those costs that are put on the seller that are required not to be paid by the buyer who's getting the VA loan. So we really, I'm not going to share it, not live on air, but we certainly, I'd like to call it the Home Team Advantage. We've got a way to make that VA loan really work when it comes to looking at going after a property for you. It's a lot of fun. It's I enjoy it. That's why I've been doing real estate for 14 years. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you like the VA loan, because I actually think it's coming back. I think it's a good vehicle for somebody to get into a home without putting a lot of money down.
Exactly.
And if you haven't used it and you're thinking about using it, please give give Julie a call, text team to 33655. We'll get you in touch with somebody and really try to educate you so you're comfortable in those decisions with your major purchases. Real property. It's what we're talking about here. Property tax votes. I find property tax to be very interesting. I'm not going to get into politics, but please do vote. I think that is a very important thing, because that is the best way for your voice to be heard, is to get out there and vote and participate and let your voice be known and cast that ballot. Because certainly I think we're going to hear property tax coming up more and more in the future as these municipalities, these cities are looking for ways to increase funding for, everything that needs more money. As always, I don't ever see taxes going down for some reason.
No, probably not.
Probably not. No. Other things, I have seen it being a busy market out there. I've been out there showing properties, and I've seen a lot of activity. So I think it's a sign of a healthy market that we're in. I do see things picking up as we come into the summer season. I know it's a kind of a myth that people think we're busier in the cooler parts of the year, but we're actually busier in the warmer parts of the year, and that's typically because Americans figure out their finances once a year. It's that thing called April 15th. So we get our finances figured out. We get our tax returns. We kind of know what we have for money down on a house, or kind of know what we're going to be able to do with moving or shifting our assets. So if you are thinking, if you are looking, text us. Let's get you partnered up with the right people and get you educated so you're comfortable and you're on top of it. So you're being proactive in going after your goals. And I can't stress that enough. If you don't have if you're not organized, you're already almost out of the game because of how competitive it is out there right now. It is important, especially as you get into the lower price points. As you reduce your price points, it just gets crazier. It's a little nuts. I enjoy it, but I'm also twisted and like being in real estate and working 7 days a week. So, that's just the nature of what we do. I would love to see if nobody's got any questions today. I would love to have seen some questions pop up here. I know we've got quite a few people. Stephanie, John, Brett, Michael, Keith, Martin, Frederick, Kenny. We got a whole bunch of people watching. I appreciate all of you watching. Any questions at all? Of course, you can always write in a comment, and we should be able to see it. Any other thoughts right now that you think might be important for people to realize or know?
Well, I would have to say, if you haven't visited Fountain Hills, you for sure need to. If you're looking for community, it's a place where you can actually get to know your neighbors. There's so many events going on until Memorial Weekend. The farmers market is every Thursday right on the avenue. We've got the 4th of July, huge fireworks coming up. It's generally pretty spectacular. Don't want to miss it. There's car shows every Sunday. There's just a lot of things going on. If you're looking for things to do and a friendly atmosphere to do it, this is the place. It really is.
Oh no, I've absolutely been out to festivals out here, and it is a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the fountain go off, it's really cool. They take a little pride in that out here. And she's right. You got rolling hills. You got tight-knit community. Right outside a major metropolitan area, though, so you've got lots to see and do. Not far away, but yet you're tucked away into this rolling hills, nice, beautiful, scenic little community out here, and you can't knock it. It's nice. It's why people keep moving to Maricopa County, and why it's the fastest growing county in the nation. Because it's really nice here, people. And if you're thinking about moving or doing something in real estate, do it now, because I don't see that trend stopping anytime soon. I really don't, unless we all decide to just all of a sudden move back to the Midwest or something.
Probably not going to happen.
I don't like shoveling snow.
No.
No, I'm not going back to shoveling snow. I'm sorry. I just don't like those cold winters either. I believe the word they used was blustery in Chicago. Yeah, that blustery word was not cool. And as we sit here and it's beautiful and it's sunny and it's an amazing day to take a stroll. I know this evening, once the sun goes down, it cools off and it's really nice to set out on the back patio. I know the Fountain Hills Theater is always putting on great productions. I know you've always got good festivals going on out here this time of year. Wonderful place to visit, wonderful place to live, definitely safe community, and really close to everything right around in the area. But only 200 something single family homes on the market, limited inventory. So it's crucial that you have a good team that you work with to make sure that you come across presenting yourself in the best way, because it's not just the number on the paper that you're sending over, it's everything that surrounds it. It's the way your offer is presented, it's the way the lender presents you as a qualified borrower. They have to sell you to that listing agent and that seller as well. I mean, it has to be professional and from, probably a respected source in the industry. It's going to give your offer a little bit more credibility when it's coming across. I think that's important. I don't think these are factors that you can always place a specific point on, but I think every little bit helps, especially when you're trying to get after that house that's probably going to be the place of your dreams. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anything else that you'd like to cover today?
The other thing that we need to talk about is if you find a house that really needs a little help because maybe it's dated, but you love the location, because location's everything in real estate.
And usually those properties
can
can be.
Yep, we have renovation products available. So if you want to finance a new kitchen.
Wait. So you're saying that I could go buy a house and that you have additional financing available to help us remodel it if I find a house that, say, maybe needs a little bit of love?
Absolutely.
That might be something to consider. If you're looking around, don't find the right one, and you find, it's in a great location, the bones are great, but honey, the kitchen is 1970s, the carpet is shag,
right, and
there's wood paneling everywhere. Well, looks like there might be some other options that you haven't considered.
And it's good for the renovation, is good for investment property, it's good for second homes and primary residence. So there's a way to do it.
So if your primary residence is, say, out of state and wanted to use this to renovate a secondary home in Fountain Hills,
absolutely can do it.
Interesting. It's a little food for thought there. I certainly wouldn't mind helping someone find that opportunity to see if we can't make that happen. So any interest, please give us a text to TEAM, TEAM, to 33655. And that's TEAM to 33655. It's been a lot of fun. I know lots going on in the market. Thinking of selling, please give us a call. I've got an amazing listing expert. I'd love to have him come out and look at your property. We've got a whole bunch of lending partners that we work with. I know Julie would love to work with you. So if you're thinking about doing something, always talk to a lender first. You have to have your finances in order before you make a major purchase. It is that simple. I cannot go out and take you out to look at houses if you haven't been pre-qualified. If you're paying cash, I'll go, that's great, show me a proof of funds letter. Just show me that you have that money, because I'm not going to waste my time with somebody who's not pre-qualified or has shown me proof of funds. It's just a must. We don't have the time to run around right now because there's just, the inventory is too limited. We need to be on top of our game. And by doing so, you need to start here. You need to talk to a lender first to make sure you're pre-qualified and your paperwork is in order, so that you've not only been pre-approved, that you're fully vetted, and that she can get on that phone to that listing agent and say, I've looked at all their paperwork, they're good to go. They're the offer that you should pick.
And we're even take that one step further and get it fully underwritten, so we can say not only did I look at it, but we had an underwriter who, by the way, will take only 24 hours to get back with a full approval. We have a dedicated team set aside just to do that, to make sure your offer is in the best position possible.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I don't know if you would even want to consider looking until you know exactly where you're at financially and what you can afford comfortably. You can go out there and get pre-qualified for some amount, but if you can't afford it comfortably per month, and that includes HOA fees, taxes, insurance, all of those factors, you might be wasting a lot of people's time. Nobody wants that. Nope.
Plus, we don't want to wreck somebody's dream either.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think that's the worst. Oh, by the way, and that's not going to work for you. No, we don't like that. We'd rather go, this all works, this is all going to go smoothly, this is all going to go as planned. And whenever you can say that, that's a pretty good feeling. And then last I checked, I like handing over keys. It's a fun part of my job.
That's the best part.
Yeah. She likes signing at closing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fun too. Yeah, we prefer doing those things. So, we'd like to help you, certainly, buying or selling real estate or refinancing.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget, certainly still refinancing out there available. I know the rates have gone up a little bit, but they haven't gone up that much, people. My father will still say that, it was one point it was cheaper to put a house on a credit card than it was to get a loan. So, we're not there yet. I think my first house, my interest rate was over 6. So, and that wasn't even that long ago.
Well, did you know historically, since 1960, the average rate is 8%?
Okay. Yeah. So, and if you think about it, have you checked last time to see what your credit card interest payment is?
Well, the other thing is if you're working with a lender who doesn't at least reach out to you once a year to do an annual review of your mortgage, because needs change, things change. You need to have somebody, whether it's me or if your lender's not doing it, I would love to be your lender, because we have our clients for life. We help them manage their biggest asset in most cases, which is their home. And, people get divorced, people have kids go to college. There's a lot of different reasons why you'd want to once a year check on your mortgage to make sure it's really the right one for you at the time.
So it's important to have a lender, a realtor, an accountant, a doctor, a mechanic. These are all important things to have for life. So if you find somebody that's good and you trust, you should work with them, and you should keep them informed of what's going on, because they can become critical partners in really helping you make smooth transitions in the changes in the chapters of your life. Need it be from getting married or having kids, or getting that job promotion, or having to relocate for work. If you are communicating with your active partners, it's really going to make your life a lot easier. And we're here to help. It's a service-based industry. I don't know. I can't stress that enough.
And I would also caution people, if rates seem really low somewhere else compared to what everybody else is offering you, please reach out, because I had one deal a couple weeks ago where they went to the Rocket Mortgage and they were giving them a really artificially low rate, but they didn't realize they're paying almost $20,000 in points.
No?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
So they front-loaded the loan by paying a whole bunch of points to cover up the fact that's where they were getting their discount.
Exactly. So it's really important that you deal with somebody who has integrity. Not that they don't have integrity, but know what you're getting.
Disclosure is a big part.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what you're getting and why you're getting it, so you can understand, so you can be informed and make an educated decision.
Right. And at the end of the day, if that made sense financially, in this case it didn't, because the break-even point was 15 years out. And did you know the average life of a mortgage loan is 5 years?
Oh, absolutely.
So when your break-even point is further away, you get transferred, you get divorced, you just threw $20,000 away.
Well, yeah, on average 5 to 7 years for a move. Arizona, it's a little lower. It actually goes to 3 to 5 here in Arizona, because we don't have transfer tax, and we don't have lawyers involved. So we don't have the additional cost. So it's actually cheaper to transfer property here in the state of Arizona as opposed to other places. Not saying everywhere, please don't feel like I'm picking on anybody. But yeah, Arizona has typically been very favorable when it comes to the buying and sale and transfer of real property, by not having a lawyer involved, by having a realtor handle the paperwork and putting together basically the project manager for you for your whole real estate transaction, and then working in conjunction with a lender who's going to be an expert advisor, just like your financial advisor. The lender is going to be an expert advisor as to what is the best vehicle for you for building equity. That's what we're all talking about. Because even if the market's going down and you're still paying your stuff, and you pay for 3 to 5 to 7 years, oh my goodness, you're going to build equity. It's a forced savings plan, people. You pay a little bit for that privilege, but you do save money over time. And building that equity over time will give you financial options and freedoms not available to you that you don't have, well, today. It's really that simple.
And one of the other commonly overlooked things is people think they have to have 20% down to buy a home. They don't. You know?
No, yeah, that's a definite
I
misconception.
mean, VA loans are 0 down. You can do a conventional loan with as little as 3% down. FHA's 3.5%. And if you've got 10% to put down on a conventional loan, there's a way to wrap the mortgage insurance into the loan, which makes it tax deductible.
Oh, that's cool.
Because with the newest tax law change, mortgage insurance is no longer tax deductible. But if you finance it into your loan amount, it then becomes deductible. So you gain all of your deductions that you're entitled to.
Interesting. So did you hear that, folks? They have found a workaround to the private mortgage insurance that now makes it tax deductible. Oh my goodness. Well, wait, now I'm not going to be penalized? This is amazing. This is something that can really be used and I think should be taken advantage of. So if you are even considering it now, but you're thinking, oh, but you know, that extra private mortgage insurance was really going to hurt whether or not I could get that little bit more of a property. Well, that's $115 on average.
Well, in the bigger amounts, a $400,000 loan, you're looking at $250 a month.
Okay, so that's an extra $250 a month that you can spend on either the mortgage payment,
exactly,
or I don't know, groceries. Yeah, there's some options there. I wouldn't mind having an extra $250 a month in my pocket if I weren't going to have it regardless, especially if I was going to buy that no matter what. So yeah, that's really good to know. Wow. Because certainly putting 3 to 5% down is a lot more normal from what I'm seeing nowadays, and that is they've made it so that conventional loan is so affordable that I'm really not seeing a lot of FHA loans happening anymore. So I'm seeing that conventional 3 to 5% happening quite a bit, and you know, that's normal. But I like to see new products coming out that might save the consumer some money. It's always really good to find out about. Thank you for that one. That was a good one. So Fountain Hills, beautiful place. Enjoying the weather. Great information this morning. I hope you found it very helpful. I don't think we're going to probably wrap it up.
Perfect.
Get out and vote. It's important. Get your voice heard. Got to vote. If you have not seen Fountain Hills is amazing festivals that go on. It's a beautiful place. They got a great park. They've got a wonderful theater. I know they put on children's theater here. My children love the theater out here. They go with grandma and grandpa all the time. Love it. Not only that, certainly limited inventory. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, you need an expert team behind you. You need people that are going to be on top of it for you, so you're not stressing about it, so you can worry about, I don't know, the things that are much more important in your life than real estate. That's what we're here for, to stress about it for you, to make it simple for you, to help you achieve your goals, and to sleep easy at night, right?
Absolutely.
So from Fountain Hills, Arizona, from Home Point Financial, from David Pierce, Realtor, Associate Broker, Team Lead for the Home Team AZ at My Home Group Real Estate, and from Julie Rigstad here at Home Point Financial, I wanted to say thank you all to joining us today To anybody who wanted to text in later and talk more, please text us to TEAM, TEAM, TEAM to 33655. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. And remember, be positive, be productive, and be proactive in everything that you do.